Women without a man are doomed. Let me explain. I know a lot of you ladies like to think that, well, I'm a single, strong, independent woman and I don't need a man. Listen, ladies, even the Bible, even God knew thousands of years ago that single women left to make their own decisions was not going to be a good idea.
What's with all like the red pill content, man? There's so much red pill content on the internet, and I just had to come on here and yap about it because I feel like red pill content has been like the worst it's ever been, and none of this is gonna be organized, by the way. I'm gonna be yapping a lot, but I feel like when it comes to red pill content, I feel like a lot of it, like the worst of the worst stuff that really started the pipeline to getting a lot of people into it. I think like that red pill pipeline started back in like 2016 when you had like iDubbbz, you had an edgy PewDiePie, you had the man himself, Filthy Frank. You would like, there's so many of these guys that existed that them themselves weren't the reason that people got red pilled, but they were like the foundations of a lot of people like laughing at edgy jokes and then laughing at like just like fucked up stuff. And I really think that's where it kicked off, because after 2016, and especially you have like COVID with the lockdown and everything, I feel like red pill content became the worst it had ever been at that moment, because people were trapped inside, and then you have this internet, like this huge giant internet web, just like getting filled with a bunch of echo chambers of people being like, yeah man, like, you know, women actually don't like you, bro, like, they're against you, man, like, they're working against you, like, stuff like that is crazy. Like, I feel like red pill content is only this big because people can prey upon the weaknesses and invulnerabilities and insecurities that these people have. But a common theme about a lot of red-pilled people, I would say, is that they have a lot of insecurities and a lot of prejudiced, like, thought processes and stuff like that. Like, the average red pillar today has, like, just not probably spoken to a woman. And I mean that in, like, the nicest way possible. Like, they probably know what they should be doing to talk to a girl, but in reality, they're just like, you know, no, this girl's gonna, like, she's gonna use me, bro, and then I'm gonna lose money, like, it's not even worth the effort of wasting my time on her, guys, because, like, she's gonna break my heart anyways, and then empty my wallet, and she's gonna cheat on me, and, like, it's not even worth it, guys. I have a hand, like, I can use my hand, like, I don't know. When it comes to female red pillars, I will say that there's definitely a lot less of those, but there's still a decent amount of them that are like blatant misandrists that are walking around saying a bunch of crazy stuff on the internet. But I feel like a lot of those people expose themselves because they start to be very derogatory towards certain groups, and then it becomes really obvious when they're not like being objective when talking about certain subjects. So misandrists that are like red pills, like red pill content creators, they're bad too, but I feel like we see a lot more of like the dudes engaging in red pill content just because they have insecurities. Everyone's insecurities are different, so I definitely can't speak and say like, oh, people just feel this way because of this. Like, people have different insecurities, and I don't know what it is for different people who feel like red pill content is good, but crazy world that we're in right now, honestly. I feel like the problem with a lot of red pill content is that I feel like creators who engage a lot in creating red pill content, they profit off the fact that they usually want the biggest thing that red pill creators that I think they've been doing recently has been like pushing like gender wars. Like, I've seen so many like femcels be like, oh, you know, never trust a guy, like, you don't need a man, like you can say that, but there's a limit to that. It's just like how there's guys who are like, oh, all women are like garbage, and then they be taking and stealing, they're selfish, and like they just like blah 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 whatever. The problem that I think happens that people think that it's okay to have that kind of discussion is the fact that people believe that they're above one another. And in the case of genders, like, it doesn't even make sense to pit genders against each other, because I feel like at the world at large, everyone's different. So you could meet the worst human being ever, like some chick or whatever, and you can meet the worst dude ever too. Like, there's so many variety of people and varying levels of good and bad that, like, how do you look at a tiny minority of videos and then end up spreading that throughout the internet as if it's fact? Like, there's so many videos that I see on TikTok, especially on TikTok, actually. Now that I think about it, whenever I'm on TikTok, I see a lot of content where it's always like a scenario that's like really awkward. Like, let's say like some girl's drunk and then some dude's walking by and then she like randomly shoves him, and then the comments of the video are like, "Oh man, like if that girl did that to me, bro, I'd swing on her." Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, it doesn't even make, like, why would you even say that? Why? Like, instead of saying like, "Oh wow, like that girl like should have got like told off or something," like, you're like, "No, we should like beat her up," and like no, like, that's crazy. Like, I get that you could be mad about something like that, but that's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know. I just think red pill content, like, especially that I've become more aware of it ever since like 2020, 2021. It's just weird to see it now whenever I get it in my feed, because I'm not red pilled. I don't care about that stuff. Like, if there's something that that has like kind of a little edge to it, like a little sauce in the meme, like, that's cool. But I feel like with red pill content, like, at this point, most red pill content is either like blatant racism or it's just content about like gender wars. If you see it, you probably know what it is. I just think that stuff's gotta go. Or at least, you know, more people gotta speak up about it, because it's just ridiculous seeing as much as I've seen on the internet about it. But again, guys, this is this commentary is a test of the algorithm too. Like, I really just wanted to yap. This is like the first thing that came to my mind, because I do be seeing like hella people like liking red pill content for some reason. Like, I don't know why those people do. It's kind of weird. But yeah, hopefully this gets out there to somebody and I can yap some more. I'll probably end up, you know, talk. I'll just probably talk about whatever's on my mind, whatever I see on like TikTok or whatever. You know, shit happens, I'm gonna talk about it. That's it. That's all I really gotta say. Peace, y'all. Talk to you in the next video.